Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to this video series where I'm going to be taking you through the transition that I'm currently going through as I start taking a little bit of a step back from Tiger Muay Thai and start building out my own business. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about fix, improve, sustain. This is something that I learned in the military, and this is something that we would do after patrols, after courses, after exercises and things like that. So I'll go into a little bit more detail in the next video, which is going to be linked to a podcast episode that I recorded probably about this time last year. Okay, but I recently sat down and journaled and meditated and looked at how my day and my week was going to look on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And I went through my own fixes, improve, sustain. So I'll share with you guys what I wrote down, and then I'll share the video that I recorded about a year ago. Okay, so my first fix is remove distractions, which is saying no to people and projects that don't align with the next chapter of my growth. So basically, I'm taking 3 months unpaid leave at Tiger, and they've allowed me to continue going in using the gym, the facility, so I can train my sponsored fight team. But I'm basically going to be building out my own business so I don't have to rely on anyone. So what does this mean? Focused attention. I need to prioritize my projects. I'm going to be going through a little bit of a transition over the next 2 to 3 weeks where I'm going to be focusing on building out my website. So I'm going to be spending about 12 hours per week on my website. About 6 hours per week with 6 to 10 hours per week with my PT clients and my online coaching clients. And then I'm going to be spending about 10 to 15 hours per week with my sponsored athletes. Okay, and I've already had to implement this with a number of people. I've had a number of people already reached out and asked for PT sessions, athletes and general population clients, and I've just had to say no to them because if I'm giving other people my time, then that's taking away from my own projects and my own business. Improve. Last time my social connection was my fix. I have fixed that. I have put some processes in place, so now that is an improve. My social connection. Spend quality time with my fighters. Not just in training sessions, but also in social settings. And that's something that I've definitely been working on. Attend seminars and competitions in the local area. 2 to 3 calls to friends and family per week. The next one is discipline. So making sure that I write out my evening schedule every day so I know exactly what I'm doing when I wake up in the morning, so that I can, again, remove those distractions and put my blinkers on and get straight to work. And then I'm going to have focused blocks of work and attention. So, obviously, when I'm training PT clients, general population, when I'm training athletes, when I'm training myself, when I'm going to sparring sessions and helping organize the fighters, when I'm having meetings, when I'm on phone calls, online coaching calls, study, so on and so forth. It's very difficult wearing all of those different hats and having to change gears. So what I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks as I transition is really have focused blocks of time. So like I said, I'll be spending 10, 12 hours per week on building my website and getting a quality product up and running so you guys can purchase training programs. So I'm going to be spending, a couple of days per week. I'm going to be spending like 2, 3, 4 hours just diving into the weeds there, and putting my phone away and removing all those distractions so I can get a heap of work done, get into a little bit of a flow state there. And the next thing is meal planning as well, because I am quite busy throughout the day. What is it? It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've already hit 16,000 steps. I haven't had a full meal today. I had a protein shake this morning, and then I had a super shake this afternoon. I'm recording this, I'm going to upload it, and then I'm going to go and eat my first meal for the day. That can be a problem sometimes when I do get quite busy. I do forget to eat. So, at the moment I am quite lean. That's not intentional. That is just because I'm working a lot and definitely not eating enough. So it's something I need to work on. All right, sustain. Quality of life. I've got a great work-life balance, and I'm moving forward. I've been not slack with this, but I have been busy kind of figuring things out and putting a safety net in place over the last 3 months or so. But I'm going to be working on or ensuring that I get away and have a digital detox every 4 to 6 weeks where I do go through some journaling. I do reflect. And then I do some projections as well and put some action steps or write down some action steps that I need to implement on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. I want to have 1 to 2 weeks of travel every 3 to 4 months where, every quarter or so, I want to, get away, get into a different environment, whether that's, jump in my car and go and do a road trip and do some island hopping, or maybe it's, get home and spend a week or two with my friends and family. And training consistency has been quite good. So those are my current fix, improve, sustains. I'm going to share with you now the video that I recorded this time last year. And you'll notice there's a lot of similarities there. All right. If you enjoy this conversation or if you enjoy this content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Much love, guys. Peace. All right. So fix, improve, sustain. This is something that I've taken away from the army, and something that I implement into my life. And it's something that I also coach my clients on as well, where we look at, every time we would go on an exercise or a course, or we'd come back from a patrol in Afghanistan, for example, we would always sit down and go, all right, fix. What do we need to fix? If this situation comes up again, what would we do different? What did not work that we can really make a difference on next time, right? And this is important to sit down with all of your commanders, all of your heads of departments, or whatever, your subject matter experts, and just say, hey, some of this stuff didn't work. How can we fix that next time? If we're in this situation again, what would we do different? All right, so if that's our fix. Improve is things that went okay, but you can make some minor adjustments to continue growing, continue developing, continue refining that process. And then sustain is things that you've done well, that you want to continue doing well. Okay, so my fixes was my social connection. I'm very good at structuring my life, my professional life and my personal life, my downtime, etc., which I'll talk about in a moment. That was actually my sustain, was lifestyle balance. But something that is missing is my social connection, because I'm grinding, because I'm so driven, and the other thing is, like, I'm an introvert, so it takes me a lot of energy to give to other people whilst I'm coaching. I'm a very educational coach, and I'm constantly giving to other people when I'm coaching classes, or I'm coaching individuals, PTs, etc. So if I'm coaching someone, like, they have all of my attention. Now that takes a lot of energy for me. So towards the end of the day, when I'm tired, when I'm being giving to everyone else all day, then I need that solitude. I need to be alone. That's how I recharge. That's how I reset. I always come back from these digital detox weekends refreshed, rejuvenated, reinvigorated, because I have had that time by myself to just, remove distractions and sit with my thoughts and take stock of where I'm at. So, one thing that I do need to fix is my social connection. There's people that I love and care about that I'm not very good at keeping in contact with, and I know that. So, luckily, a lot of my mates are in the same boat. They've got their own lives going on, they've got their own shit going on. So whenever we do catch up, whether it's once a year on Anzac Day, which obviously hasn't occurred over the last couple of years, or whether it's at a mate's wedding, or a funeral, sadly, or whatever it might be. Those guys, they understand, and we pick up exactly where we left off. But that's something that I want to work on. That's something I want to fix, is my social connection. So what have I written down to implement that? Is 3 calls per week to friends and family. Now, once I packed up, checked out from Khao yesterday, first thing I did when I jumped in the car and turned my phone on was set up my my little stand on my car windshield, so that I could set up my phone, and I called my mum, I called my brother, I called my sister, and then I made a little YouTube video, which I'll have linked in the show notes, just talking quickly about what I did over that weekend. And then I called one of my best mates. So I ticked off that off the achievement list first thing yesterday on Sunday. The next thing that I'm going to do to fix my social connection is 1 to 2 social events or gatherings per week. Again, by the time I finish work, I'm tired. People invite me out for dinner. I'm like, nah, man, I'm fucking doing my own thing. So that's something I'm really going to work on.
over the next couple of months. And something else I need to do is build and foster a relationship with my fighters. I see these guys at work whilst I'm training them. So something I'm going to do is spend a little bit more time with them outside of the gym. Maybe go and, grab a coffee with them or sit down for dinner with them, have a team dinner or something like that. Next thing was improve. My improve was my focused attention. So I'm also, like I said, I'm very good at structuring, scheduling, getting shit done. In saying that, sometimes I do spread myself a little bit thin with taking on too many projects at once. So to improve my focused attention, I'm not going to take on any more than 3 projects at a time, which whilst I was writing this down, I was like, what about this? What about this? What about this? And I was like, no, you need to fucking put a line in the sand and just say, this is what you're doing. Everything else right now, outside of that, it's not as important. Okay, you need to focus on these things right now. So my number 1 priority is my podcast. I want to keep this going. I want to, provide value. I want to impact others. Second thing that I'm working on is my website development. And there's a number of things that I need to do to focus on that, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then the third thing is my YouTube channel. So this means that I'm not going to be practicing any of my Thai. I'm not going to be doing any studying. I'm not going to be taking on any new online clients or anything like that. So these 3 things is going to allow me to focus my attention. Okay, and then I've got some action steps that I'm going to be putting into place on a day-to-day basis that's going to allow me to focus on those. So today, for example, Monday, first thing I'm going to do is this podcast, record this podcast. Then I'm going to do the videos for social media, for YouTube, and then I'll break that down into smaller pieces that I can then put on Instagram and Facebook. All right, and then this afternoon, once I finish with my clients, gone through my own training, then I've got to reach out to a website developer, which I've already been in contact with, and let him know that I'm ready to pull the trigger and start kicking off that process. All right. Next one, sustain, lifestyle balance. Like I said, I've got a really good balance of work, projects, training, recovery, and downtime. A few little things that I need to tweak there. As I mentioned, the social connection and my focused attention. But other than that, things are really fucking good. I'm really happy with where everything's at.